What's going on, everybody? It's your boy J Main back checking in with the people, and today I wanted to give y'all my first impressions for Mafia 3. Now, if some of y'all been keeping up with the news and the sites and the articles, you might know that Mafia 3 has not been given out for review copies early to any of the review sites and review companies and things like that. So, right off the jump, a lot of people had red flags about the game because usually when a game doesn't have review copies, it's not that good of a game. Unless we're talking about a few examples like Doom, and I believe another one was The Division, but I'm not 100% on that one. And Doom did receive good reviews after the fact, but a lot of people like to know that you have faith in your game so that you're sending it out early for people to play and review and hopefully get back good scores. So right off the bat, a lot of people had red flags, but me myself personally, I still was interested in the game. I've been keeping up with a lot of the gameplay videos and the docu-series that 2K has been publishing on their channel, and it looked pretty good to me. Not up until later on when they started releasing gameplay footage from other YouTubers who went to like press events to play the game, did I start having some red flags about the game. So, the red flags didn't make me not want to get the game anymore, but I did have that raised eyebrow about those review copies. So getting into my first impressions, I do want to start with the story, and the story is actually really good. It's definitely if you've been keeping up with the story, you know that it's about Lincoln Clay, a guy who's a war veteran. He's come home and he had to go through some unfortunate events where this mafia boss did some things to him and his family, and now he's looking to take revenge by belittling the mafia boss's operation piece by piece, and then eventually getting to him. So throughout the story so far, you have been teaming up with different people and getting taking over these operations and factions in different parts of the city. But like I said, the story has been really good. The acting, the voice acting, just the way that everybody's performing, and the storytelling and the way they tell the story. Some of it is through basically somebody's telling the story in another point of view. I don't want to give away who that is. And then you have another part of the story being told by an individual who is in a courtroom speaking with judges and lawyers and things like that. So you have a couple different point of views about the story, and then of course you yourself are playing through the story as these people are talking about it in cutscenes and things like that. So far the story has been really good. I do want to talk about the visuals. I am highly disappointed in the visuals. This game looks like a PS3 game, like a late PS3 game. It looks blurry. The textures in this game are horrible, and this is what I mentioned when I said I had some red flags about the game when looking at gameplay from other YouTubers from the press event. It just didn't look that good. Now I thought, okay, maybe YouTube is compressing it. Some of the videos were in 720p. I even thought it was my TV. I'm like, damn, like, is my monitor bad? But I wasn't the only one that had these complaints. This game, it doesn't look good at all. It has also like the screen door effect on it, and it's just blurry as hell. A lot of the times I've been having some visual issues, some technical problems where the day-night cycle is all messed up. So like at one point it went from like pitch dark night to daytime in like a matter of seconds, and it wasn't even like the day-night cycle was going by. It was like when I was crossing a certain bridge, like I went past a certain part of the bridge and it just flipped to morning. So they have a bunch of technical issues with the visuals. The frame rates have been pretty good for me. Only certain places it bogs down, probably gets like mid to low 20s, but overall I have to say the frame rates have been pretty good. Now, if you also been keeping up with the most recent events, the PC version is horrible. A lot of people are having bugs and glitches. The frames per second was locked at 30, but they recently came out with a patch where it's 60 now, but people are still experiencing issues with the game visually, and some people can't even play it because of all the bugs and glitches. So visually it's not an impressive game. It makes you wonder what Hangar 13, what kind of talent they got going on over there for the game to look this bad. There's plenty of open world games this year that look way better, and even some last generation that look better. Now that's terrible. But moving on, I do not want to, only focus on the bad. I'm gonna kind of go back and forth with the way I feel about the game, just based on the aspect of the game that I'm talking about. I do want to move on and talk about the gameplay. I have been playing this game on hard, and I have the auto aim off. The gameplay so far has been pretty good. It's not anything groundbreaking. It's not the best of the open world games that I've ever played, but a lot of times the gameplay has been pretty fun. Having the auto aim off has been, it's been good because it creates a challenge with trying to, hit the targets as they're moving and stuff like that. And then you're playing on hard. So it's kind of difficult sometimes when you're getting ganged up by a bunch of enemies. But I like the gunplay. To me, it's pretty solid. The stealth is, it's okay. The thing about the stealth is that a lot of the animations, when you do actually come up on somebody and you sneak kill them, a lot of the animations are the same. And some of them, when I talked about some technical issues, some of them have those technical issues where the camera will be positioned all awkwardly and like you'll see through bodies and stuff like that. So like, I don't know, I'm still enjoying the gameplay, but it's kind of getting tiresome where you're seeing the same animations over and over. And that kind of leads me into the missions of the game because well, like I said, the story has been great. Like I said, the cutscenes have been great. The direction of the story has been great, but the missions are starting to become very repetitive. A lot of the times when I was speaking, as I was speaking on the story, you're trying to take over the operations going on from this mafia boss, and you usually get a territory that you come across, and this territory has they have rackets, which are basically like the operations that they have going on, whether it's drugs, prostitution, union workers, just a whole bunch of things that, crime and mafia bosses deal with. So you basically have to get these bosses to come out, and you get to defeat the boss and take over the area. But in order to do that, you have to crumple their operations going on. And while the operations in variety are different, the things that you do within the missions are the same. You go to an area, you take out everybody, you either destroy something or you basically destroy something, and then that's the end of that area. You go to another one, you go to an area, take out other enemies, you destroy something or free somebody, and then that's the end of that. And then after that, you get the boss, the head boss for that area. He comes out and he's either at a different location or he's at one of the locations that you already weakened by going there and destroying some of the operations. So you do that, you take him out. Sometimes you can recruit these people and have them join your side, but that all depends on these wiretap things that you can find throughout the city, which also reveal intel, and they give you locations of enemies when you go to certain areas, because you do kind of get, if you ever played The Last of Us, you get this kind of see-through listen mode where when you press it, you can't move, but when you press it, it kind of highlights enemies that you have seen or you've uncovered with the wiretap things that you find and hack into. And it also reveals intel and collectibles and things like that. But yeah, you get the boss to come out, you defeat him, and then you can assign that section that you took over to one of the people that you have working and helping you to get to the end goal of defeating the mafia boss. But yeah, it's kind of getting repetitive, and I want to say that this game might be another victim of being open world. It's a great story so far, but you're doing these side missions and these story missions that are kind of the same thing up until you get to the head boss of the area. And usually those are pretty different because you're in different locations, but it's still kind of the same thing because you're going through the area and you're killing the boss. So I want to continue to play this game, but I'm afraid that it's going to get too repetitive and I'm going to get bored. I don't know how long it is, but I probably put close to 10 hours in the game already, and I'm starting to already get bored. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I do want to play through it, and I'll probably do a review for it if I finish it. I'm not going to do a review if I don't finish it, but these are my first impressions about the game. If you have it, let me know, and I'll check it out in my next video. Oh, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit that like button too. I'm out.